Hey, hello, and welcome. This is Beverly Holloway, your inspirational life guru, and I am here with a spiritual guidance session that is going to help give some clarity and understanding to where we are headed into this month of December, headed into the new year of 2020. I don't know about you, but I am ready for this transition. For those of you that don't know or not familiar with who I am, or maybe new to my YouTube channel, I am Beverly Holloway, also known as the Inspirational Life Guru. I am a spiritual teacher and spiritual wellness practitioner on a mission to inspire as many people as I possibly can towards discovering their divine purpose. I act as a catalyst to help get people jump started and moving in the right direction. It is also my passion to help people navigate their way through life changes and transitions, which is the reason for this video today. Again, this is December 1st, and we are headed into a new decade, a new year for 2020, and I am just so excited. I can't wait. I normally take the last couple of weeks of the year to kind of reflect on the previous year and really set my intentions going into the new year. But for the past several weeks, I've actually kind of pulled away and I've spent a lot of time in solitude, and I plan to do that for the remaining of this year, getting myself prepared for 2020. Now, I know you hear me talk a lot of times about manifesting the life that you desire to live. We have the power to do that. I have already spent time in the presence of the divine, and I have a clear picture, clear vision of what to expect in the year 2020. But I know that a lot of people sometimes have a problem connecting with spirit, and we do reach sometimes as we're traveling along this life journey, well, we may reach bumps in the road where we feel a little bit disconnected, and that's where I come in to help you get unstuck, to help you really navigate your way through. So I have some messages as I was spending time in prayer today, meditating on the energy for this month, also praying for my audience, whoever may watch this video. For some of you, it may resonate with you, and for others, it may not. And but there's a very strong message that's coming through for this month. And so I have about 16 cards, I believe it is here, that came out during my time of prayer and devotion that I wanted to share with you guys, that I think is really going to help you this month as it relates to navigating your way through the end of the year and into the new year of 2020. So I want you to just take a moment just to center yourselves. I always like to do that ahead of time. I want you to take 3 deep breaths in and release. And again, take a deep breath in and release. And then one more deep breath in and release. And I want you to just relax and just let yourself just really be centered and focus on the now, on this moment that we have in time right now, because this moment will never come around to us again. But the first 3 cards that I have here are actually from my soul coaching deck. These are oracle cards that I use sometime during my time of prayer and devotion. And very inspirational. And again, I'm not a Miss Cleo. I'm not here to predict your future. I am only here as a coach to help guide you through this particular month. And feel free, if you have any questions, you can always email me at beverlyholloway2020@gmail.com. If you want to book a one-on-one session with me, I do have a 20-minute inspirational life session that I offer to my audience. It's only $20. I no longer offer any free sessions simply because 15 minutes turns into 30 minutes, 30 minutes into 45 minutes, and then next thing you know, I'm on the phone for an hour. And so I no longer offer the free sessions, but again, it's $20 if you mention this particular video, and I will be more than happy to spend some time with you one-on-one. So let's get started. So the first message from Spirit that came out today is that of strength. That of strength. I'm not really sure if you can really see the image very well, but I love this particular card, and this message has an affirmation attached to it. Well, all of these from the Soul Coaching deck. And the affirmation is, I have deep inner strength and glorious vitality. And so I jotted down some things. I want to make sure that I don't miss any of the messages. So I took some notes as I was meditating and praying. And basically this message here is coming through loud and clear that it's very important for you right now, and what your soul is really wanting you to know is that you have power that's being made available to you. And it's important that you understand that going into the new year, that you have the strength to endure and to face anything that you may be experiencing now in your life and what you're headed for in the new year. And so it's a time for you to be silent and to be really contemplative and to be really deep when it comes to your devotion time, because there is strength that's found in these moments of silence. And so that was the message that Spirit wanted to convey to that during your time of meditation, your time of contemplation, that you are actually building yourself up and strengthening yourself for the road that is ahead. Now, the next message that came through is that of faith. That of faith. And this particular message, the affirmation is, my life is divinely guided. So what Spirit is wanting you to know and to understand is that even though there may be a lot of chaos surrounding you right now, you are being divinely guided and divinely led. And even though, things may be a little bit chaotic, it doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path. Now, it also has to do with planting seeds. Planting seeds. Now, we know when we plant seeds, when we're planting flowers in our garden, we don't dig up the seeds as soon as we plant them, right? We have to take time and to have patience and allow for the seeds to germinate and begin to grow and to flourish so that we can receive a harvest. And so this card, faith, also has to do with letting go of some things in our life that are no longer serving us. Now, that can be kind of scary at sometimes, especially when it comes to perhaps relationships. Perhaps you've been involved in a long-term relationship and you really know in your heart that it's time for you to let it go. Perhaps maybe this person has been some sort of a support to you, and it may be difficult to let go, but it's so important that as we are going into this new year, that we have the faith to let go of anything and everything that is no longer serving our highest good. The next message that came through is that of opening. And the affirmation that goes along with this is, I am open to receiving the gifts of the universe. There are some opportunities that the universe wants to bring into your reality. So it's so important for you to open up your arms and say, I am ready to receive. Be open to new experiences, new relationships, new ways of thinking, new things, new places. Be open, because there are some openings that the universe is wanting to bring your way, opportunities for advancement, perhaps on your job. And another thing I jotted down here is, be open to receive these gifts from the universe. There's some kind of fly or something that's flying around here that's getting in my way and a distraction. But anyway, you get the gist of it. Being open to receiving the gifts that the universe has for you. Open your eyes again to new experiences. So again, you want to have strength. You want to know that you have faith, and that there are new opportunities that are being presented to you during the month of December and going into the new year of 2020. Now, the next three cards come from the Life Changes deck. Wonderful deck. it really offers a lot of inspiration and a lot of guidance when it comes to life changes. And these are three interesting cards that popped out of the deck, and one is that of self-care. Self-care. Now, going into the new year, going throughout this month of December, it's so important that you pull away and that you make sure that you're caring for yourself. Go get a massage, go get a makeover. Make sure that you're taking care of self. And I know that seems a little bit selfish. However, it's so important for you to take this month to caring for yourself so that you can be ready for what's ahead of you in the coming year. Another message that popped out is that of body changes. Now, some of you may need to change your diet. You may need to change your exercise regimen. But it's so important for you to understand and that there are some changes that you may need to make as far as your body is concerned. And this message also applies to me because I have been going through a transition. I've had some health challenges this year, and it's important that I take care of my body. It's important that I understand the importance of self-care because I had years where I neglected myself. And so me too, this message is for me, is that there's some changes that are happening in my body because I've got to be strong. I've got to have the strength that I need going into 2020. I've got to be strong for what's ahead of me. The other thing is that of leaving. Now, there's some of you that may have to move on when it comes to relationships, move on when it comes to a job, or perhaps maybe you may be leaving a job or a certain profession. So it's important for you to really get quiet this month and find out some things that you need to leave behind this month, because there are some things that you may need to leave behind in order to move forward and progress in the year of 2020. And I want to make sure that I don't miss anything here. Now, when it comes to leaving, especially when it comes to a relationship, it doesn't have to be a drastic change. Even when it comes to leaving a job, it doesn't have to be a drastic change. It's important that you plan ahead, take your time and plan your exit strategy so it will be smooth sailing. Now, the other 4 cards that I have here are from the Sacred Traveler deck. I love this deck. It's really good also when you're making transitions in your life. And the first card that came out is that of Distant Thunder. Distant thunder, clear the air. I really love this particular card because it talks about renewal. It speaks of purification. It speaks of new birth. And don't worry, even though there may be a distant thunder in the distance, don't worry about the storm, the clouds that are ahead, and it looks like there's a storm that may be brewing. Understand and know that you are at the right place at just the right time. And sometimes storms are good to clear out the junk and the muck and all of that, to clean out the air so that you can have a renewed sense of hope and a renewed sense of direction. Now, the next one is that of watching the clouds. Lie back, rest, and relax. So once this distant thunder comes in, there's a storm that blows in, hey, we can take time out to sit back and relax and just watch the clouds float above us, knowing that we are still at the right place at the right time. It's just a time for us to just sit back and relax and let the universe do the work. The next one is that of joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. It's so important that you find a place in your life where you can just find things that you can be grateful for, because those will promote feelings of joy and delight. And then lastly, which is very important, is that of solitude. Now, like I said, I've pulled away for the rest of the year so that I can really be silent. And this message has all to do with being in silence and understanding and knowing that peace will prevail in your life. So after the storm, after the distant thunder, after you've watched the clouds, after you've found things that you can be grateful for, and there's joy that's coming, remember to just sit in solitude, give thanks to Spirit, understanding, knowing that you're at the right place at the right time. You made it through the storm of 2019 and you are going into something even greater. But just be still and let Spirit prevail. Let Spirit prevail. So again, the messages here have to do with strength. It has to do with having faith. It has to do with being open to other opportunities that present themselves to you between now and the beginning of 2020. It has to do with self-care. Again, taking care of yourself. It has to do with body changes, making the necessary adjustments that you need to make in your diet and your exercise regimen so that you can be ready for the opportunities that are coming your way in 2020. Also, leaving things behind that no longer serve your highest good. Leaving the past behind. If you've got some things that have happened in your past, which we all have, I have, leave all of that shit in the past. Stop bringing that into the now. That's in the past. So it's so important for you to get still in the presence of God so that you can let those things go and let it be and let it stay in the past. And again, watch the clouds, listen to the distant thunder. Don't be alarmed because there may be chaos all around you. Find joy and delight, things that you can be grateful for, and just bask in the solitude, spending time with God, being still, being quiet, knowing that peace will prevail. So I want to encourage you guys to rejoice and to be glad in the time that we're in right now, because there are so many wonderful things that are going to be happening in 2020, and you have the power again to manifest the life that you desire to live. All right? Well, love you guys, and I will chat with you soon. All right? Ciao.